What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by the Strong Family Money Show. In this episode, I'm going to give you 3 challenges that I'm going to be doing for the month of February that will improve my life when I get done with them. My name is Andres. This is the Strong Family Money Show, where we teach fathers to improve their fitness, their finances, and their fatherhood so they can make their families better. Before we... do some filming, writing. Before we get started, please visit our sponsor, freshcoffee805.com. Without them, we wouldn't be able to make these videos possible. We deliver freshly roasted coffee to your door within days of roasting it. Freshcoffee805.com. Please give me a visit. Pick yourself up a bag of freshly roasted coffee. So like I said, there are a lot of challenges out there on the internet, right? We have squat challenges, we have ice bucket challenges. So I decided to make a few on my own that I will be doing by myself, and you're more than welcome to join me in them. I possibly might make, if this is going to be something regular that I do, a Facebook group where I can update everybody, and everyone who's doing them also can chime in and put their progress in and any questions they have and stuff like that. So like I said, there are a lot of challenges out there. These 3 challenges that I'm going to do are designed to improve 3 areas of my life, to make them better when I complete them at the end. So the first challenge that I'm going to do is I'm going to review the market. Now, that's been in the news a lot lately for reasons that you can either decide are good or bad depending on how you feel about things. Been in the news lately regardless. But the stock market, or insert your form of investments there, are an important part of financial freedom. If you put all your money in a savings account, the rate at which you incur interest or grow that account is very slow. So what I'm going to do every month of February, I'm going to track the stock market, which means what? Which means I'm not going to trade. I'm getting educated. I'm learning things. So I don't have to do this like a day trader where I get up like an hour and a half before the market opens and I have to do my research. It will eventually evolve into that probably, but for the most part, this does not have to be, if you're doing it yourself, you don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to start researching these things. That means you get up, you check the stock news or the business news. So you pick your favorite website, newspaper where you get your information from. What you're going to do is you're going to review the business section, the stock section, and you're going to read. And you're going to read lots. And you're going to find terms that you don't know, and that's okay. You're going to find terms that come up a lot, and those are important. And you're going to find companies that are in the news for whatever reason. So you're going to read the news daily. If you're doing just a regular stock market, they're closed on the weekend, so stock news or on the weekends may be like a summary of the week or what they brought forecast for the coming week. So you can also look up economic calendar of different companies or the stock market in general, and what the economic calendar tells you is this company is going to give their earnings report. This company is going to come out, is going to broadcast some important message on this date. So what you want to do is you want to review that, look for anything you find interesting, anything that you find important. You want to write this down. You want to get yourself a notebook. You want to get yourself a little notebook here, or in your, the calendar app on your phone. You want to put these dates and this information in there that you're gonna learn, because at the end you want to, have either an understanding or a path forward as far as how you feel or how you use these financial markets. So in the beginning, you want to look at the market as a whole. Everyone knows the Dow, everyone knows the NASDAQ. So those are summaries of that particular market or group of stocks in general. So you can do the Dow 30, the NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, everyone knows that one, or the Wilshire 5000. And the number at the end is how many, approximately, give or take some, how many companies those markets summarize or track. Okay, so you want to pick one of them in the beginning. You want to look over that, and it depends on what kind of stock you want to track. If you're more tech, if you're more commodities or blue chip or whatever you want to, where you can find your favorite company and see where they fall, and that's probably the easiest way to do it. If you're a motorcycle person, you want to see where Harley Davidson is, you find which one they're in, and you can track that one just because you have something of interest in that group of stocks, right? So you want to every morning get up, or whatever you choose in the morning, get up, you read the news, you look at the whole stock market, You look at the section that you want to follow, see how that's doing. You can look up heat maps, and heat maps are a website that tracks a sector and color codes it and gives weight to how that particular sector and the stocks in that sector are doing visually. And it's just the easy way to look at things, and like look at the tech sector. There's lots of red in the tech sector, and these stocks are moving most of the stock movement in that sector. So you want to get used to looking at these things also. So in all this studying and all this, and it's really not, you can go buy a book. I have books to learn and look up these terms as well. But I find most of the time it's a lot better and a lot easier to learn things while you're doing them. And because all you're doing is studying, there's nothing for you to lose. There's only a lot for you to gain, the knowledge of you learning all this stuff about the stock market. So in your notebook that you're going to keep, if you come across a term that you don't understand, you want to write that down. Or if you're in front of your computer, then you look it up on your computer. You then write it down in your notebook. You look up what information is it that you don't know, and what is information that you have to learn so that you can become smarter in that area. So you have your plan. You write it down. You're going to look at your stocks every day. You're going to look at this sector every day. You have your notebook to write down terms you don't understand, and by the end of it, two things are going to happen. You're either going to, for sure, one thing is going to happen. You're going to be smarter with what's going on in the business world, the stock market. You're going to know more information about that because you've been looking at it every day for, February, 28 days this year, I think. Two, if you have something like a 401k where you just blindly put money in, and if you have something like an IRA that you put money in and you just look, you randomly or do not understand why you're putting the money where you're putting it, at the end of this month you'll have a better understanding of why you're putting your money where you're putting it in your 401k, in your investment accounts. Three, you could have enough information where you can begin to do something like an investment account. When you doing something like day trading, they highly encourage you to do something like this in the beginning, where you paper trade, where you look up information, you pretend you're trading, and you're not really using your money. At the end of the month, you'll be able to have a lot of information at your disposal that you've written down and researched. You can decide if this is something that you want to do, either as a hobby or to help you make more money for your retirement in the long run, or just maybe a second source of income if you find that this is something that you really understand. So first challenge of the month is for the month of February is I'm going to review the stock market, the financial market, and you can do this for any sector that you find interesting. If you're a Bitcoin person, you can do it that way. If you're a real estate person, you can do it as well. It's just that the stock market, because it's been in the news a lot and because there's a lot of information out there, it's easier to find all these things that you need to learn on the fly or as you go. I subscribe to 2 or 3 news sources on my phone, and the first thing that I look at usually is what's going on in the business sector. Then I go other things that I'm interested in. But you start gaining knowledge in these areas. You find out if it's something that you enjoy doing and something that makes you smarter, and most importantly, it makes you smarter with your money. So month of February, if you guys want to follow along, I'm going to be doing reviewing the stock market every day because it's something that I'm interested in. Also, I'd like to get into some sort of trading regime or habit. I have 401k, I have a little bit in some other account, but actively trading and knowing what I'm doing in the market, because it's something that will help you increase your money for the long run. And it's a long game, and we're all going for the same goal, which is having money at the end of the day. So in our golden years, you don't have to eat cat food and beanie weenies every day. But anyway, so the second challenge for the month of February that I'm going to do, cardio every day. So I go to the gym a lot, multiple times a week. The one thing that I neglect every time I go is cardio, because I find it boring. I like to go to the gym and lift weights. I don't have an issue with that. Something that's missing from my plan, or that's hindering for me reaching my goals, is how I implement cardio in my training plan. And it doesn't have to be running, it doesn't have to be marathon, it doesn't have to be 5K. A lot of people are now doing just random 10-minute walks throughout the day multiple times. A lot of people like to carry around I have one right here. You have your digital watch that you carry around, and Everyone has a step goal during the day. Cardio for weight loss is important for weight loss, and it helps multiple things, just not losing weight, which is very important. It helps with bone density. If you start running, bone density, it helps you sleep better at night. So most important, there we go. Most importantly, besides weight loss. So what I'm gonna do is at lunch. So I have, we're all in the pandemic right now at work. We used to have we still do it. It's empty, a cafeteria where we all go down and sit in the cafeteria, and at lunchtime we'd all sit down with our buddies and talk. And right now that's closed, so at lunch everyone has to eat in their office or by themselves in general. So at lunch for this month, I'm going to go out and walk, 30-40 minutes walk, work in an area where I'm surrounded by, I think I found a little path where I can sneak into the hiking trails there at work. Maybe it's an unofficial hiking trail. We're going to find out here pretty soon. But at lunchtime every day, I'm going to go out for a walk. Make it a habit. I'm just going to do it. On the weekends, if I'm going to the gym's relatively close. I'm going to walk to the gym instead of take my car. So just like the first challenge for the month of February that I'm going to do, it's more of just making things a habit. Right? I'm not going to go and do cardio because I'm training for some sort of event. I'm just gonna do something, a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk at work, walk to the gym here when I'm at home, just so that I can make it a habit and do it all the time at the same time every day. Again, it's not to train for anything like a marathon or a 5K, it's just to start getting used to doing it, and I make it a part of my day, and I don't have to think about it, I just do it. At work especially, the most important part of going on the walk will be, it will get my mind off what happened the first part of the day. So I use my drive home to clear my mind and get rid of the stuff that go over the stuff that happened during the day. So if I walk at lunchtime, it gives me another opportunity to think about things that happened the first part of the day, clear my mind of the bad stuff that I think happened during the day. A lot of people I hear now suffer from some sort of anxiety. Walking, just being by yourself so you can think about what's happening, clear your mind, gather your thoughts. That's a great way to do it. You can just go out, put your everyone has their earbuds, put your earbuds in, and you go out and you start walking. So as a bonus, it'll help me on my weight loss journey. So first challenge was review the market every day. Second is cardio every day in some form for some duration of time. The third challenge that I'm going to do for the month of, and you can see that these are all things that in the end, in the long run, not only help me but help my family. They aren't solely for the sake of doing the challenge. They are so that when I'm done with them, I am better in that part of my life, right? And if you make it a challenge and you make it just to get the habit going, you're more likely to be able to do it for a longer period of time. So the last one is every night, important conversation or meaningful conversation with my family at the dinner table. So in general, here in my house, we sit down and have dinner together as a habit. As a rule, dinner time, even if it's on the weekends, and dinner time, and on the weekends, even like lunch or breakfast, most of the time, if everyone's around at the same time, they're not doing things. We sit down and we have a meal as a family together, and that could come from when I was a kid, we did the same thing. We'd all sit down at the dinner table together and we'd all eat together. Barring the rare occasion when in my house where there's some important event going on TV, for the most part we sit down together. So like if the Grammys are on and my daughter wants to watch her K-pop people, we sit down together at the dinner table and eat. So but we can all sit around and just be in our food and not talk. But what I'm going to do is every day, every night, every dinner for the month of February, we're going to have some sort of meaningful conversation. And sitting together eating as a family is important with your children for multiple reasons. Just talking with your kids in general improves their vocabulary, the way they speak, their confidence speaking with others. Yes, you're their family and they should be comfortable with you anyway, but having them in a setting where they sit down and they're asked a specific question and they have to answer the question helps them practice speaking in public because they have to think of an answer to something that you're giving them. Helps with the vocabulary, reduces the chances of you want them home in a certain time, you want to show them that the family is important. Doing stuff like this reinforces that and is important for doing that. That's why we're doing it. So that we can engage more with our kids, we can improve their vocabulary, we can help them with their speaking skills, we can make them better people. So I have some examples of some things you can ask your kids while you're sitting down at the dinner table having conversation. So easiest one, a slam dunk, what was the best part of your day? You really want to probe them to give you an answer that they've had to think about, not like coming home or recess at school. I mean, if that's the best part of the day, you want to ask them, why was that the best part of your day? If coming home was the best part of the day, you want to ask them why. If there's an issue at school, you may be able to get that out of them at that time. Another one is, what is one way you helped another person today? And you can actually choose one and ask the same question every night. So that if the first time you ask, what's the first time they help, or what's the way they helped a person today, and the first couple of times they say they don't know or they didn't do anything to help somebody today, then the more you ask it, they may just make it a habit to say, oh, mom and dad's gonna ask me this question today, so I better go out and help somebody, right? And you then instill that's important, and they should do that. Try and do that on a daily basis, is help somebody every day. What do you want to be when you grow up? Something that is important, that I'm doing now, journaling, is, what's one thing you could have done better? Right? If you do reflect on your day or do a post-mortem on what happened during the day, and you look at the one thing that you wanted to do. So let's say you had a test, right? The kid had a test. They don't think they did well. What's one thing you could have done better, right? I could have studied more. And you can help them study habits, blah, 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 and you can help them do that. So having them reflect on their day and what happened is an important way to instill that in them, that they have to reflect on what they're doing and improve it, and not just do the same thing over and over again that doesn't get the results they want. What's one thing that they learned today? You want to instill in them that they should make it a habit to learn something new every day. You don't want them just to, and this is all getting them ready for when they're older. It really has a lot to do when they're in your house and they're your kids, but it really getting them ready for when they're an adult and the things they have to do when they're adult. And you want them to get in the habit of learning something new every day. They may find that it inspires them to then. So the question was, one of the other questions is, what do you want to be when you grow up? If you also tell them they should probably want to learn something new every day, then they not only do they learn something, but they may find what path they want to take as they get older, because they learned something of that career path and they didn't know they liked it, and one day they decided to learn about something in biology class, and all of a sudden now they want to be a doctor, and that's great. So those are the three challenges I'm going to do for this month: review the market every day, cardio every day, and conversation, ask questions to my kids at dinner time every day. And at the end, March 1st, I most likely will continue them and just keep them going and make these just good habits that I want to continue doing, because they're good habits. It'll be great. So that's it. This is the first episode of the live streaming. This is just a quick one that I wanted to get going to make sure everything works and my setup is great, and just let you know what I'm up to, what I'm doing. Also, if you can like and subscribe to these videos. I'm going to also share this on YouTube. If you can subscribe on my YouTube channel, that'd be great. I have lots of other videos on family and fitness and finance on those outlets, Facebook and YouTube, and I post them on Instagram. If you can like and share those videos, that would be great, so I can get this information out to lots of other people. As I mentioned in previous videos, I'm also a local real estate agent here in Oxnard. If you want to talk real estate, shoot me a message. My email is andres@strongfamilymoney.com, virtually or outside somewhere. If you have questions about real estate, I'd be happy to answer them. If you go to my website, strongfamilymoney.com, I'm pretty sure I'll double check that after the live stream. I have a couple of ebooks that I have on there if you want to sign up and download. I'm also going to upload them to, one of them is already uploaded to Amazon. If you don't want to sign up there, you want to go to Amazon and search my name and find the book. It's up there. But if you just want the free download, you just sign up for my newsletter or whatever's there, and I'll send you a copy of the book. Anyway, my name's Andres. This is a Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time.